The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Tom in Pittsburgh. Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I just want to tell you that listening to you, Steve, and also Larry's turned my laptop into a money machine.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, man. How long have you been listening?
Well, you know what? I lived in Tampa.
Okay.
And I started listening to you back in 2000. That's when I first found you. I've listened ever since.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, listen, man, we really appreciate you being out there.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Well, welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Take action on your ideas. Always do your best. Doing your best means to take action. You can have many great ideas in your head, but without action upon an idea, there'll be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 53, Nasdaq up 3, S&P's up 6. Gold contract down 220, trading at $1,827 an ounce. Silver flat at $41.40 an ounce. Platinum off $6 at $1,847 an ounce. Copper up 6 pennies at $4.18 a pound. Light sweet crude flat at $88.88. Bonds down 1.5 points, trading at 137.08. Dollar index up 23 ticks at 74.23. Euro off 7 ticks at 143. Yen down 13, trading out at 76.61. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Well, I know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? We got to a price point today out there, folks, in the cash S&P of 1230.71. Now, the 1230.71, what did it do? It got over the August 5th time frame, which is 1218.11. We closed at 1218.89, which is still over that baby. We got over yesterday's, which was 1220.12. You closed underneath it. This baby, to me right now, this looks to me that this is the sell, folks, and this is why. We did, when we take a look at what we did out here today. Now, high volatility was in the market, no two ways about it. You went up, down, and all around. What we did is that you got into the 5th, and the 5th had 2.2 billion. We did 1.2 billion. Couldn't handle the price. The characteristic, if we go inside the SPY now, and we take a look at the SPY, this is what you did. The SPY, we got to a price point out there of 123.51. That 123.51 got over the 5th. We closed at 122.22. The 122.22 is basically under the low, the highs from yesterday. So what does it mean? Okay. We did 280 million on the SPY versus 656. Now, what this sets up is that, yeah, you very well could test the highs once again tomorrow of the high of today. The reason being is that you did close over the 5th, and we closed under yesterday. When you close over the 5th, which is the 122.07, it's like, okay, you can test that area again. That's your SPX. That's the SPY. We go to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow. What the Dow does is this. Dow gets to a price point today of 11,712. That 11,712 goes also into the 4th. Now, the 4th, same type of situation, monster volume. We're coming into that monster volume with 600 million lighter shares. That's a big number, folks. Bottom line, it looks to me that, yeah, this is basically it. Now, what's going to be tough is this, is that you're coming into, of course, a long weekend. You're coming into the end of the month, which is window dressing. You're coming into the beginning of the month, which is a natural buying occurrence inside IRAs. You know, so it's there's a lot happening right now. Now let's go to the Nasdaq, the composite first. We take a look at the composite. What the composite has done is this. The Nasdaq Composite was up $3 today. We got as high as we were at 2611. Now the 2611, folks, got us over the 5th, which is 2592. Huge failure. The Nasdaq had the huge failure. We'll go through the small caps too, but the Nasdaq had a huge failure, and this is what it is. Nasdaq today, we did 2 billion shares. Now that 2 billion shares was coming into August 5th, which had 3.7 billion shares. So you're talking about 1.7 billion lighter. Got over it, closed underneath it. That says, okay, baby, this can't handle it. Now, let's go to the 3 Qs, the NDX 100. This is where it gets even more interesting. The NDX 100, what do? The Qs today did 60 million shares versus 214 million. Now, what the Qs did, this is deviance. So he closed at 5506. The high of the 5th is 5503. If we closed under 5503, it would have been a better signal. We absolutely did close under the high of yesterday, that was the 5530. Still, the 3 pennies mean a difference. What that means is that, yeah, you can test the highs tomorrow. For the Qs, once again, I want to see you close under the 5503. It's good enough at this point to, well, as far as I'm concerned, to be short the Qs. Now, inside the Qs today, what you had is this. Inside the Qs, the strongest inside the weighting of the Qs, folks, the strongest stocks inside the weighting, you could sell every one of them. They were all sells. If we take a look at them, I'll show you what the Whole Foods was the strongest one. And that basically, at the end of the day, it's CTRIX Systems. Now, CTRIX, which is CTXS, that was up $2. This is a pure dead cat bounce extraordinaire. CTRIX Systems had gone from a price point of $88 straight down to 51. You know, so what you had out here today, nice bump up. You know, it's up $2. Doesn't, you know, you were going 1.9 million up to 2.5. Now let's go over to Whole Foods. Whole Foods is what was. That was the strongest one right into the close. Well, right before the close, CTRIX took it over. If you take a look at Whole Foods, that was up $2.25. Now, what has it done? Whole Foods equity that had gone from $67 down to 53, all the way back up to 66. Whole Foods going to need a lot more juice in order to get up and over the 66.90 level. Right now, you're at 66.06. Whole Foods, out of the whole 100 stocks, is the only one that, you know, I wouldn't sell. But the bottom line is that was it. That was it, lock, stock, and barrel. So this is going to get really interesting the next few days. We go take a look at the gold market out here. And bonds, well, folks, we're going to be all over these bonds because now we're getting some divergence. We'll go to gold next. So, gold contract out here today, you had a price spread of 1842 to 1813. Right now, you're trading at 1827. Now, gold is still at the highs. You know, it's not backing away from it. So this, no doubt, has a shot once again to try to. I don't suspect we'll get to the highs of 1917, but it has a shot to go run after this 1856.80 again. Bonds. Now, this is where it gets really wild. Okay. Bond market today comes down 1.5 points. What we actually did is that we tried to get higher, and it couldn't handle it. Bonds got up to 139 today. So 139 to 137.06, folks, is almost $2,000. Okay, each point is $1,000. So what do? Well, we went into the downdraft that was created on August 24th. We did that with 144,000 versus 475. Couldn't handle it. Comes back down the other way. That's saying that bonds, okay, are, number one, going to go make a run for 136.02. Number two, probably make a run for 134.02. Big move. Now, this is where the divergence comes in. When bonds are going down, you had the market going up. Now, that's what we had out here today. what we had intraday, folks, was this. We had a market that was really nervous, was really volatile. But it wasn't just the equity market. It was the equity market, it was the bond market, and it was the gold market. If you've been in front of a screen out here today, these things are on edge right now, and they're on edge in a big way. When you have markets that are on edge, volatility equals down markets. That's what I gleaned out of that market intraday out here today. And where is it all about? What it's all about, folks, the market was absolutely taking conniptions, and where the market was taking conniptions was in the good old U.S. dollar. Now, what the dollar did is this. The dollar had a price spread, the dollar index, this is, had a price spread from 73.89 to 74.25. Closed it at its highs. It's going to need a lot more juice in order to break topside. We're at 74.22 right now. Now, that 74.22, it's going to be real easy to get into 74.50 tomorrow morning. You break the 50 and you have some strength in it, then you get game on the table up to 76 and 77. Now, that's your technical take on the deal. The fundamental take gets more interesting. Well, they're both interesting, but the fundamental take, folks, is like a big public relations deal. And the public relations deal that is out there right now, folks, are all the different Fed governors that are making speeches out there. You know, if we had markets that were well, you have Fed governors, number one, that first are saying, and they're all different opinions, no doubt, saying that things have to get looser. And then you had Lockhart out here today making a major speech. And his major speech, and this is where the markets were selling off and the dollar went up, and it went up pretty quick, was that, hey, hold it. Things have to get a lot worse before the Fed's going to do something. Now, the key, of course, between all of that is like, okay, what are they doing? Well, bottom line is that it looks to me like Bernanke has let them out of the corral. They've been out of the corral anyway. But the bottom line is that you more than likely and I more than likely will see in the next 3 or 4 weeks, there's going to be some real battling going on of public relations. You know, this is something that they're all fighting for they're fighting for what they believe in, I suspect. You know, we'll see what kind of conviction they have, meaning that what they're saying versus what their vote is. Okay? Now, let's go into the divergence part about it. And I have a question here. Tom, in your take, will the S&P and bonds go down? Yeah, that's right. And this is what ends up happening. That's what I'm looking at. That is what might see, things always change. At some point, you know, in the 90s, the early 90s, folks, everyone used to trade the equity market off the bonds. We'll be right back, and I'll talk about it.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex listed company trading